Today, I'll show you how to use Roman Keycard Blackwood to improve your slam bidding. When we're looking for a suit slam, this convention lets you find out how many of the most important cards your partnership owns. It's increasingly popular and very powerful, and is something that you're likely to encounter when playing at a bridge club or a tournament. But it's also simple enough that most players can at least start using the basics. Keycard Blackwood is a big improvement over standard Blackwood, since we can find out how solid our trump suit is, which is something that standard Blackwood can't do. But Keycard Blackwood also introduces some complexity that you and your partner need to discuss. In this video, we'll talk about the initial Keycard ask, the trump queen ask, and the king ask. We won't cover some of the more advanced topics, like some of the rarer Grand Slam tries, handling voids, or interference over our asking bids. But the stuff in this video will get you 90% of the way there. We'll talk about a version called 1430, which is one of the two main versions of Keycard Blackwood. The other one is called 3014, and there's only a few small differences between them, but you and your partner need to agree which version you play. Pick one. Nowadays, 1430 is a little more common than 3014, but both are playable. By the way, they get the names 1430 and 3014 because, as you'll see soon, one of the partners can make a bid that shows either 1 or 4 or 3 or 0 important cards. 1430 is used when we're looking for a suit slam. Suit slams need 3 things: strength, a trump suit, and controls. We need to already know that we have enough strength to make a slam try. You should believe your partnership has at least a few points beyond what is needed for game, so at least somewhere in the low 30s in points. You also need to know which suit will be trumps. It's always best to explicitly agree on trumps. If you can clearly set trumps and force, that's what you should do first. Perhaps you can do this via a natural raise, or maybe a conventional raise like Jacoby 2-no trump, a splinter bid, Bergen, etc. In certain rare cases, it may be difficult to explicitly raise trumps and still have room to make a 1430 asking bid. In those cases, it's reasonable to have the agreement that the last bid suit before the 1430 ask is the trump suit. Also, you should not use 1430 if there's a side suit where your partnership may have 2 fast losers in it. Either you or your partner needs to have first or second round control of each side suit. That means the ace, the king, a singleton, or a void. If you've set trumps but aren't sure about control of a side suit, you can make a control bid. That's usually a bid of a new suit beyond 3 of our trump suit if we've agreed on a major, or a new suit beyond 3 no trump if we've agreed on a minor. That would show first or second round control of the bid suit, slam interest, and for some reason we haven't launched into 1430 yet. Also, a great tip from Eric Rodwell: what you bypass, you deny. When showing controls, always show the cheapest control you can. If you skip a side suit to show a control in a different suit, you promise that you don't have control in the skipped suit. When we use 1430, one player takes charge by making the initial asking bid. We'll call this person the asker. Their partner tells the asker the info they asked about. We'll call that person the teller. A critical idea is the asker keeps asking and the teller keeps telling. 1430 lets us find out about a series of questions. This continues until the asker places the contract. Unlike in standard Blackwood, in 1430 there's 5 key cards that we initially ask about. Those are the 4 aces and the king of trumps. Although there are additional cards and features we can learn about with future asking bids, those are not key cards. Only the aces and the trump king are counted as key cards. The first thing we always ask is, how many key cards do you have? The asker can then follow up by asking about the queen of trumps, the side kings, and various more advanced features. The asker asks for the teller's key cards by bidding 4 no trump. Teller's responses are: 5 clubs says I have 1 or 4 key cards. 5 diamonds says I have 3 or 0 key cards. 5 hearts says I have 2 key cards but I don't have the queen of trumps. 5 spades says I have 2 key cards and I do have the queen of trumps. Note that if teller has 2 key cards, they actually answer the next question before it's even asked. By the way, the only difference between 1430 and 3014 is that 3014 switches the meanings of the 5 club and 5 diamond responses. Make sure that you and your partner are playing the same version. If the asker knows enough after the first question to place the contract, they should do that right away. If they want more info, they can make another asking bid. If the teller's last bid was 5 clubs showing 1 or 4 key cards, or 5 diamonds showing 3 or 0 key cards, then the asker may not know whether we have the trump queen. That tends to be an important card to prevent a slow trump loser. If the asker wants to know about the trump queen, they can bid 5 of the cheapest non-trump suit. This is the queen ask and says, "Partner, do you have the trump queen?" Teller's responses are, the trump suit at the cheapest level says, "I don't have the trump queen." Any other response by the teller shows the trump queen and says something else about their hand, in case asker wants to look for a grand slam. Bidding a non-trump suit says, "I have the trump queen, and I also have the king of the side suit that I bid, and I deny the king of any side suit I skipped." Again, what you bypass, you deny. 5 no trump says, "I have the trump queen, I have no side king, but I do have some feature about my hand that's positive. Maybe I have a side queen somewhere. Maybe I have some roughing value. Although I have no side king, my hand isn't the worst it could possibly be." A jump to 6 of our trump suit says, "I have the trump queen, but I have no other reason to be optimistic. I have no side king, I have no side feature you might want to know about." This is a pretty rare bid. After the initial 4 no trump ask and teller's response, there's times when asker may be very optimistic and think about a grand slam. If asker knows that we have all 5 key cards and the queen of trump, they can skip the queen ask and instead ask about side kings. Asker can do this by bidding 5 no trump. Teller then bids the cheapest side king that they can show. Remember, we've already accounted for the trump king in the response to the 4 no trump ask, so we shouldn't show it now. Teller bids the suit that contains the cheapest side king they can, so this is another example of what you bypass, you deny. There's some people who instead agree to show the number of kings instead of a specific side king. However, it's usually more important for asker to know about which suits the teller has side kings, so it's more powerful to show the specific kings. Plus, as you get more advanced, you'll learn about ways to ask about more kings and other features as well, which makes it redundant to show the number of kings. So, how does the asker know enough to place the contract? Here's what you need to bid at a high level. If your partnership is missing 2 of the 5 key cards, asker should bid 5 for the trump suit. That's a sign-off. Teller cannot correct to another higher contract. The asker is in charge. If your partnership is missing a key card and missing the trump queen, you usually want to stop short of slam. Again, asker bids 5 of the trump suit to sign off. If your partnership is missing just 1 key card but has the trump queen, asker should sign off and slam. Usually that's 6 of the trump suit, but in rare cases, usually playing match points, they might sign off in 6 no trump. Again, that's rare and only if asker can diagnose that we can make the same number of tricks in the suit contract as in no trump. If your partnership has all 5 key cards and the queen of trump, asker might ask about side kings. If the asker can figure out that the partnership likely has 13 tricks, they can bid the grand slam. If the asker can figure out that we have 13 tricks without needing to trump anything, they might bid 7 no trump. Bidding grand slams often takes a lot of imagination and a well-honed ability to picture partner's hand, so don't worry if you sometimes have a few slams where you make an over trick. Here's a couple hands that were recently played at our local club. On the first hand, East will open up 1 diamond. Let's assume that North and South pass throughout. West responds 1 spade and East raises to 2 spades. How good is West's hand? Well, it's only 14 high card points, but it's otherwise excellent for slam. West has 6 trumps, but only promised 4. West knows that there is a 10 card trump fit. West also has aces, which are excellent for slam purposes. They also have great shape. We won't lose more than 1 heart or 1 diamond, and that's assuming that partner has no help in either suit. West also has first or second round control of all 3 side suits. The only real info they should need is how many key cards the partnership has. They can rebid 4 no trump, asking for key cards. East has the king of spades and ace of hearts, so East will bid 5 hearts, showing 2 key cards without the queen of trumps. At this point, West should evaluate the situation. They hold 3 key cards and the queen of trumps, and their partner showed the other 2. The partnership has all 5 key cards and the trump queen. However, East has also shown a minimum hand with 14 or fewer points, and 7 of those are with a king of spades and ace of hearts. it's very unlikely that East's remaining points can cover West's diamond loser and 3 club losers. When you get more experience, you might make another Grand Slam try to check if East has the miracle hand, but without fancy tools, West should probably just bid 6 spades. As you can see, East has a near max for their bidding, yet we still have a red suit loser. We can make 6 spades. Before we get to the second hand, I hope you're getting value from this video. Subscribe to the channel to be the first one notified when I post new content, like the upcoming video I have showing how to bid a number of hands using 1430. On the second hand, West opens 1 spade. East has a game-forcing hand with 4-card spade support, so East should bid 2 no trump. This is Jacoby 2 no trump. West's first job is to show shape, but they have no singletons or voids. West's next job is to give their partner point count. They can do this by bidding 3 spades with a maximum opening hand, 3 no trump with a medium hand, or 4 spades with a minimum. Here they rebid 3 no trump. East can't use 1430 because they don't know if the opponents can cash 2 quick hearts. East should instead bid 4 clubs to show continued slam interest in either first or second round control of clubs. West has first or second round control of all side suits, and they know that we have at least a 10-card spade fit. Their main concerns here are trump suit solidity and ensuring that the partnership has enough key cards to support slam. They can bid 4 no trump to find these things out. East has the ace of spades and the ace of hearts. They'll show 2 key cards, and since they also have the queen of spades, East should bid 5 spades, showing 2 key cards with the trump queen. West has 2 key cards without the trump queen. West knows that the trumps are pretty solid, but we're missing 1 key card. There's no hope for a grand slam, so West should bid 6 spades. We have to lose the ace of hearts. We have no trump loser and no club loser. On the queen of diamonds lead, we can win the king of diamonds, pull trumps, and finesse the 10 of diamonds. We then cash the ace of diamonds, pitching a heart, and eventually lose a heart. Again, we make 6 spades. While Keycard Blackwood is a powerful tool, it should not be used blindly. This is a critical idea. Not every slam needs to go through 1430. 1430 is just one of several slam tools you should have available. 1430 is most useful when you have a known suit fit, know that you have enough combined strength to look for slam, and are just double checking that we aren't off too many key cards or have a problem with the strength of our trump suit. Don't use 1430 if you have 2 or more fast losers in a side suit, unless your partner's made a control bid in that suit. It's possible that your partnership has 33 high card points and a great trump fit, but the opponents can cash the ace and king of that suit. If you want to show slam interest, you can make a control bid in a suit where you have first or second round control and hope that your partner can show control of your weak suit. Usually, don't use 1430 with a void. If you bid 4 no trump, your partner will show their key cards, but it's usually going to be tough to determine whether those key cards are useful, covering your losers, or duplicated values with an ace opposite your void. If your partner's last bid was a natural no trump bid, then 4 no trump is not 1430. Usually people play that 4 no trump in that case is called a quantitative raise. It asks a different question, namely, partner, are you at a minimum or maximum for your no trump bid? Many experienced players have the agreement that 4 no trump is never 1430 on the first round of the auction. It would instead be a standard Blackwood ask. If you're the responder and you can immediately see that you want to make a 1430 ask, the first thing you should do is set trumps with a forcing raise, often using something like Jacoby 2 no trump, a splinter bid, or an inverted minor raise. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. When you're starting out, make sure that you and your partner are using the same version of Keycard Blackwood, whether you choose to use 1430 or 3014. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.